Well, it's no surprise that the travel market has drastically changed in the last year. And a year ago, we were talking to Miss Tiffany Barnes, who is an Airbnb specialist and a realtor. And Tiffany, we talked to you right before COVID hit, and my, oh my, how things have changed. So, how has your year been?
Man, it's so true. I wish we had a crystal ball because literally it was 2 weeks before COVID hit that I was putting on a workshop and showing people how to get into Airbnb, and then the whole game changed. So,
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people in the Airbnb market lose as far as, people were canceling reservations. I myself lost about 90% of my reservations and guests, and I was booked out a year in advance. So I said, okay, what can I do to be innovative and creative and pivot? That was the word of 2020, right? Pivot. And so I just really had to change my business model and say, okay, so who is still traveling? And one thing that I know is traveling nurses. They wanted a home away from home. They didn't want to stay in hotels. And a lot of people were apprehensive about that because they were on the front lines. Hey, I don't want a frontline worker in my house because then it could spread inside my Airbnb. But that's not the right way to look at it. For me, I thought, hey, these guys are people too. They need a place to stay. And so I kind of pivoted to the sense of marketing to Nurses B&B, which is actually a website for traveling nurses, and started to fill my home with, instead of short-term stays of 3 days here or a week there, more long-term stays. So we're talking a month at a time, sometimes 6 weeks at a time. And then as a realtor, I started to see that there were people that were selling their home, but because it's such a hot market, they were having such a hard time finding something to replace, and get into. So I was able to offer up my property as a place for them to stay short term in the interim. So we're talking again, a month stay, 6 week stay while they were waiting for their properties to close.
Very smart. Now, let's talk about to those people that this could be an option. This could be a business opportunity for them if they want to get into this. How and where would they start?
Well, there's various ways you can get into real estate as far as Airbnb goes. You could have just a house or you could have a room, So when I say just a room, there's people out there that have a room in their house collecting junk, literally totes and boxes and all the junk in their house. And I have helped people convert that room into a passive income in the sense that they're able to do a room rental. Now with COVID, people get a little antsy about that because it's somebody staying in their home that's traveling. So sometimes people just want to go directly with, hey, I want to rent out my basement, or hey, I've got a whole house I want to rent out. A lot of people that are coming to me are landlords of long-term rentals, meaning they have a tenant in place with a 1-2 year term, and they're seeing the benefits of turning it into a short-term vacation rental because there's less risk and greater reward.
Very smart. Now, I know you've got a lot more information. So, if people want to contact you, how can they do so?
Yes, you can find me at levelupwealthacademy.com, or you can text Airbnb to 801-680-6242. And one thing I do is I help you from A to Z. As a realtor, I'm able to help you locate the property if you don't have one already to transfer into an Airbnb. I can help you set it up as an Airbnb, all the way from shopping and decorating, which I love to do, to managing it as a co-host, so it's completely hands-off for you. So an A to Z service. That was a tongue twister there.
We 100% knew what you meant. So, Tiffany, you're full of lots of great information. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you. Have a great day.